chase, Nye, touchdown. The linebacker picked it up. That was not a forward pass. First down and 10 football.
Inside handoff. Oh, on the bootleg. Grease, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Williamsport, great keep.
First quarter, on their third play from scrimmage, quarterback Brent Burley's pass gets picked off by Logan Ott and returned for a touchdown to put the Warriors up 7-0.
Play action. Coleman good. Back to pass. Got a man there going up. What a catch! 25, 20, 15, 10. Touchdown. 67 yards.
Pass. Steps up, wants it all. Throws. Got Brock Warrior down the field. Nice. Did he catch it? Touchdown. Brock Warrior. Good coverage. Dallas Grease. Kavanaugh back to pass. Looking deep out. Watkins has it at the 20, 15, 10,
He's going to score.
5.
Touchdown.
He's going to score. Touchdown. Touchdown.
With 6.2
touchdown,
seconds
Reese
left.
Watkins. Reese Watkins scores with 6 seconds to go from 30 yards out. Chase Kavanaugh to Reese Watkins again. That's the second time. 6 seconds to go, and he is in for the score.
Welcome to Week 5 of Touchdowns and Tailgates, powered by the Fairfield Auto Group. We're up here at Williamsport at STA Stadium. The Millionaires are off to a 3-1 start, and I'm with Coach Chuck Cruz. Hey, Coach.
How you doing, Jim?
Always good to see you.
Oh, pleasure to be seen, sir. Thank you.
So many things I want to talk to you about, but first of all, hey, tell me about the defense. The Williamsport Millionaires are hitting people and swarming into the ball.
How about that? That is one hungry group right now. The defensive staff, led by Coach Steele and assisted by Coach Seta and Coach Haas, just have those young men playing with a ferocity that we have not seen during my tenure. Now, I can't speak for, before my time, but since I've been here, you hear us playing defense. You know what I mean? There is an excitement, a palatable excitement about getting on the field and winning that coin toss so we can defer and put a defense out in the field to set the tone.
And I know you're going to have some linebackers for me here later in the show. I love talking to linebackers, but the linebackers are a good overview of the team. You got a good mix of a few older fellas and a lot of young guys running around out there this year.
Indeed. We are fortunate to have a sophomore class that is excited to just be out here and play football. They don't know what they're doing, but they're going 100%, and that's all we could ask for. These young men just enjoy playing the game of football. I mean, on both sides of the ball. Now, right now, the defense is ahead of the offense, but that's not to say that the offensive, kids, because they're one and the same, are not enjoying and are not striving for perfection, the same as we are in defense, and also in the special teams aspect of the game as well.
And Crestwood's coming to town this Friday night. Get out and watch the Millionaires. Encourage you to get out to the stadium. There is no better place, but we will have it on Webb Weekly Live. Paul Bowe, Rich Salonis, they enjoy doing your ball games. Tell me about Crestwood a little bit. I know they're solid.
They are 2-2, and they could be undefeated right now. They have a very stout defense. They have a Division I recruit at tight end and defensive end. They have a very athletic quarterback. So we plan on it being a very tight, nip and tuck type of game, and whoever makes the least amount of mistakes should come out on top.
Hey, we have the Battle of the Bridge this Friday, but don't tell anybody. I'm going to be up here watching your game, so keep that a secret, will you?
Right. Well, you're contractually obligated now to be up there, since there are no more Webb children at Loyalsock. So.
Well, okay. Well, hey, we'll get those linebackers in. Always a pleasure, Coach. We'll get your linebackers in here, and good luck Friday night.
And listen, I just like to thank you and Cable Sports Live and PA Sports Live for you guys continually covering us and providing our young men with exposure. And I think I speak for them where the live stream is for those of us who are cherry and white outside the area, but we would love to see you at the stadium. We'd love for you to come on over to the far concession stand and say hi to our booster parents and, participate in 50-50s and just cheer the boys on and let them know that you're here for them, because that's why we come out on a Friday night.
Absolutely. Fill the stadium up this Friday night. We'll take a commercial break for Fairfield Auto Group, and we'll be right back.
For over 33 years, Fairfield has been proud of what we sell and service. That's why we put our name on everything we sell. So whether you visit our Ford location in Williamsport or Montoursville, or our Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealerships in Muncie or Danville, or our Chevy Cadillac dealership on Route 15 in Lewisburg, you'll always experience great customer service during and long after the sale. Fairfield, you're gonna love us.
And we're back at STA Stadium, and I'm where the opposing team's ball carrier doesn't want to be. I'm surrounded by the Millionaire linebackers. You guys have been great this season. The defense has been tremendous. 24 points through the first 4 games. I'm going to let you guys introduce yourself. You know what we're doing here, and we'll go right down the line.
Hi, I'm Legere Willie. I play middle linebacker on defense, and I'm number 23.
E.J. Jefferson, class of 2020, linebacker, number 33.
Senior, good to see you.
Yes, sir.
Drake Menke, number 8, linebacker / running back, and that's about it.
And I know Drake and your family, don't I, from the baseball field?
Yeah.
You've grown a lot since I've seen you last.
Thanks.
Stevan Jefferson, I'm a sophomore, number 20.
And you're one of these up-and-coming young bucks, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
You've been hitting anything that moves from what I've been told.
Yes, sir.
Young Mr. Menke, you played for Coach Cruz for 4 years, and the program's grown leaps and bounds. Tell me about playing for Coach Cruz and the journey you've been on.
Well, it's been a fun time ever since I've been playing for him. I grew a lot of experience. He taught me a lot, and I'm just like, this is a fun team to be on.
And in the first game, you ran out the clock for him. You look good carrying the football, and you look good hitting things too.
Yeah.
What do you like better?
I like hitting things better, definitely.
Just like Hunter, right?
Yeah.
And you look good doing it. How about you? You're a senior, first year with Coach Cruz. Tell us about the Millionaire program and how it's been so far for you.
I mean, I've been to many programs. I like this one the best, obviously. Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to leave a mark for my little brother, Stevan Jefferson, and the team, that's all.
And you fly around, he flies around. We put you guys in the pit, who wins? We put you guys Oklahoma, who wins? Do I want to know?
I mean, me because I'm older, but I like him.
I know that. I had to leave you get a little one up on your younger brother. You know?
Yeah, I like him.
We'll come from brother to brother. Playing with your older brother, being young in the program, you've had a good effect already, tremendous effect. Tell us about playing with your older brother, what it's like to be out in the field.
The best experience I had in my football career. I've been playing since I was 5 years old. The only time we get to be on each other with each other at the same time.
And especially on defense, because you get to attack things together. They're a lot better in offense, where unless if the ball's coming to you, you're not involved.
Right.
And Coach Cruz seems to get you ready. You're a young guy. You seem to be doing a good job understanding it. Has it been a learning curve since, let's say, middle school or JV, or is this pretty much what you expected?
It's pretty much what I expected so far.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
We'll come over to our other young backer over here. How about you? Playing for the Millionaires, running out in the field. What's it mean to you?
It definitely means a lot to me. It's definitely a big experience because, like, in middle school, it was very different, easy, but I got to high school and it was very different, very harder than I expected it to be.
There's a speed difference between middle school to high school. And I wrote an article this week about the PIAA. There should be 2 football scrimmages. It's most important for the younger players like you to get the extra time in because it's a big switch, isn't it?
Yes, it's a gigantic switch, actually.
And there's no gimmies. No matter who you're playing, somebody's looking to get you, aren't they?
Yes.
Who's your shout out to?
I just want to shout out the whole team. I want to shout out my dad, but mostly everybody on the team, the supporters. Keep watching us. We're going to win this week.
Excellent, excellent. We'll come back over to the younger brother. Got that right now, so.
I want to shout out the team. I also want to shout out my dad.
That's a good one. And family's always important. And up here, one thing I love about Coach Cruz, you guys are one big family, the team. I mean, it's special up here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's real special up here.
One other question about Big Brother. Who gets first choice at the dinner table? Do you give it to him or do you scrap and fight for whatever? You get it, all right. Lastly, but not leastly, tell us about it. Somebody give a shout out to.
Like everyone else said, I would like to give a shout out to the whole team because I consider them as family and as a team, and even outside as my real family, I consider them too. I'll give a shout out to them.
Fantastic. We'll have the ball game this Friday night. Crestwood comes to STA Stadium. Be a good matchup. My money's on you guys. I'm not allowed to gamble though. I'm betting on you, Millionaires. So we'll take a commercial break. Great seeing you guys. Commercial break.
Thanks.
For over 33 years, Fairfield has been proud of what we sell in service. That's why we put our name on everything we sell. So whether you visit our Ford location in Williamsport or Montoursville, or our Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealerships in Muncie or Danville, or our Chevy Cadillac dealership on Route 15 in Lewisburg, you'll always experience great customer service during and long after the sale. Fairfield, you're gonna love us.
And we're back at STA Stadium. I'm with Doc Massey from the Sun Gazette. How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing good.
Always good to see you.
Absolutely.
Things are shaping up. We're heading to the midpoint of the high school football season, and we might as well start with your top 5.
Yeah, we'll go right into Montoursville, number 1. fought off a tough challenge from an improved Warrior run team. I think maybe it was a trap game a little bit too, coming off the Jersey Shore win and with Sock coming up, but they got it done.
And we talk about Warrior run. They got a pretty good class, a couple classes together there. They're going to be good in baseball. They're coming along. Got to give tip our hat to the defenders.
Yeah, because that's a game that I think a lot of people figured Montour would mercy roll them by halftime, but it was 14-7 in the fourth quarter. So, and I think Montoursville needed a game like that where it was still a close game in the fourth quarter. So it might have been the best thing for them.
Everything happens for a reason, and in the Battle of the Bridge coming up that we'll talk about more here, that might have been a good thing that they got a lot of playing time. There's no substitution for playing time.
Yeah, and they haven't had a lot of it. They before week 3, the starters had barely gone 2 quarters. So I think these last 2 weeks have helped them a lot.
Number 2.
Number 2 right here, Williamsport.
The Williamsport Millionaires. And I know you and I talked off camera, but we're both overjoyed. They're 3-1 and have exceeded expectations.
Yeah, and you got to give them credit. I mean, it was 18 versus 11 here the other night with the referees and Hazleton, so quite a win for them. I mean, 11 penalties for 127 yards. Hazleton 1 for 5. Something smells fishy there, but they overcame all of it.
And one thing about officiating, and you and I know, they're the only ones truly getting paid.
Yeah.
They make a good wage to do high school football games. They owe both school districts an even shot, and they owe them a best effort. And you and I know sometimes it's like they want to get that paycheck and get out of town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and
yes, coaches get paid, but if we figured it out, what do you think coaches make, a quarter an hour?
My dad coached for 20 years, and between the time they put into it and and what they actually get paid, it's probably a good assessment there, probably about a quarter.
And the only thing I can add to that is it even happens in the NFL.
Absolutely, yeah, without question.
The New Orleans Saints probably feel a little bit like the Williamsport Millionaires. Huh?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, but with all that considered, for Williamsport to overcome all that,
I agree,
and rally and win the game in the fourth quarter says a lot for a team that's still really young.
They're a tight-knit bunch for Coach Cruz, and they love playing for him. And one thing's for sure, they circle the wagons when adversity comes.
Yeah,
so.
And that's a good sign for a young team.
Sure. And number 3,
Loyalsock.
The Lancers.
Moving up some. They were 4 last week, and they just keep getting better, really hitting their stride, and really trounced Bloomsburg, who I think is a pretty good team. So I like the way they're trending right now. And
I'm going to be heading down to see Coach Van Fleet when we leave here, but another school that's reloaded. We didn't know where they'd be. They've reloaded. I'm happy for them. And young players like here at Williamsport.
Yeah, I thought coming into the year, Sock was a team that would get better as the year went on. I didn't necessarily think they'd be 3-1 right now with the schedule that they have, but it bodes well for where they're headed.
It definitely does. Number 4.
4, I'm going to stick with Jersey Shore, even though they've lost 2 in a row. Just don't match up well with Montoursville and Mount Carmel and the beef they have up front, but still a dangerous team.
You never know about who you're playing in the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But I think year in and year out, Jersey Shore probably plays the best schedule locally.
Yeah,
when you look at their schedule,
it's
top.
loaded.
I mean, from week 1 through week 10.
Yeah, I mean their league is tough, and then their non-conference schedule is brutal. I mean Mount Carmel, Montoursville, Southern Columbia, those are all non-conference games, so they're not ducking anybody.
In Bellefonte,
it
is a quality opponent.
Bald Eagle area.
I mean, probably I got to tip my hat to the Bulldogs. They take on all comers.
They do, and it helped them last year when they won districts, and I think it'll pay dividends as this year goes on.
And who's rounding us out this week?
We'll keep Canton at number 5.
My small school Canton Warriors from up north.
They're smoking people.
They definitely are, and again, they're going to be a tough out for our small schools teams here in the district playoffs.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty loaded. Got a good offensive line, good quarterback, and one of the best receivers around in Ben Knapp, who was All-State last year.
Definitely. Best of the rest. Anybody you want to throw in?
Well, South Williamsport, they're 4-0, and I think they're a team I would like to see them in Canton play. I think it would be a really good game. They're pretty evenly matched. Again,
the Mounties' schedule is all bunched together, and it's a gauntlet that nobody would want there towards the end. So
no, and that's the key. I mean, they only have 25 players. The 25 are really good. If they can get through that murderer's row healthy, I think they've got a chance to do some good things. But that's going to be a tough stretch.
And Mount Carmel and Southern in 2 out of 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants the Southern. Nobody wants to play. And Mount Carmel's a physical. That's the key. What you just said. Can they make it through that without losing anybody?
That's the key. I mean, whatever their record is coming out of that, if they're healthy, that's a win.
Players of the week.
Players of the week. We'll go Reese Watkins again from Loyalsock.
From the township.
His third 100-yard game in 4 games for a kid that's never played high school
First
football
year high school
before.
football as a senior.
Yeah, so that's pretty amazing. And we'll give a collective. How about a collective player of the week for the Williamsport defense?
That sounds great to me.
Only allowing 7 points. They've only allowed 24 points in 4 games, which is pretty amazing. I mean, the improvement that unit's made is pretty remarkable.
And one thing with talking to Coach Cruz, I can close my eyes and tell it's a different defense up here this year. I can hear it.
Yeah,
because they're cracking people, and there's 11 guys coming to the ball the way it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
And tremendous improvement.
Yeah, fast, aggressive, physical, and young.
Yep. And the young thing, I'll tell you, the Millionaires are on their way. They're coming along.
They're a dangerous team, yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on.
My pleasure.
Take a commercial break. We're going to head down to Loyalsock Township.
For over 33 years, Fairfield has been proud of what we sell and service. That's why we put our name on everything we sell. So whether you visit our Ford location in Williamsport or Montoursville, or our Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealerships in Muncie or Danville, or our Chevy Cadillac dealership on Route 15 in Lewisburg, you'll always experience great customer service during and long after the sale. Fairfield, you're gonna love us.
We're at Ken Robbins Stadium, made a little trek down from up on the hill at Williamsport. Good to see you, Coach Justin Van Fleet.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Always appreciate having you guys here. Always a good week.
I know who I have here, but introduce yourself for all the fans out there.
Malachi Parlani. I play offensive guard and defensive tackle.
And you're finally a senior.
Yeah, I am.
You and I were joking. It seems like you've been here 6 years because I watched you grow up. Tell me about finally your senior year. We got the Battle of the Bridge coming up.
It's always a fun game throughout my 4 years. I missed the game last year actually with an injury, but I'm just happy to be back and compete for that.
And you're on my all hair team. I like the hair. You know that?
Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot lately. Actually, it's
not helping my case to cut
it. You know, Hunter always thought if he cut his hair, that was like Samson cutting his hair, and he got longer and longer. And,
yeah.
And are you the same way? You have power in that hair?
Yeah, I kind of have an attachment to it, an emotional attachment. I think if I cut it, that's like my lifeline. So.
Well, it looks good on you.
Thank you, thank you.
Coach, hey, we knew a tough matchup the last time I was here, coming off North Schuylkill. The thing that you righted the ship. Kids are playing well. I'll let you take it over from there. Let you talk about your team, not me. How's that?
Yeah, for sure. They've done a really nice job in preparation every week. The big thing is that these guys have to continue to prepare Monday through Thursday for Fridays to continue to be successful. When it comes down to it, everybody on a Friday night wants to win. It's who prepares most. And this week we really have a heavy emphasis on that, obviously, with certainly an awful lot going on. We have to keep the distractions limited and focus on our job.
And one of my favorite weeks of the year. I played in it. I've been involved in it from every aspect you can be. It's sort of like your dad, right?
Yeah.
How is Dwayne? How is Coach Van Fleet?
He's doing well. You should ask him more. So they see him more than I do.
Are you like
sometimes.
Hunter? Do you get Coach Dwayne? Coach?
Oh yeah.
You get all his attention.
We have a pretty strong relationship. That's my guy.
Well, you're very lucky. I'll tell you what he did for Hunter. I can't even put into words. And he's a blessing to be here.
He's special. He's special. He brings out a lot in all of us. You know, he's really worried about all of us, and we love that. And we're really thankful that he's around.
And what do you call him?
Old man.
Hunter used to call him old head, so it was with respect, right?
Yeah, of course. He's the wise guy, so you know.
Coach, back to you. I don't know where we can go from that, but the Battle of the Bridge and what it means.
Well, certainly for a young team like ourselves who's trying to gain experience and continue to improve, this gives us a different atmosphere to prepare for. And the way I'm looking at it is in large part this is a playoff atmosphere, and having the kids get used to that amount of excitement within the school, within the community, everything else, and understand that all of that excitement is great. You can bottle that up and use it, but then on Friday night when you run inside the lines, you play a football game. And coming out, bringing your best, again, fighting for the opportunity that you have in front of you is what we really are searching for. And, across the board, everybody likes this week an awful lot. That's for sure.
And I'm not going to talk about the matchup at all. We know the matchups. You know the matchups. But I do want to. You have a good relationship with Coach J.C. Kiefer, and he's involved in other things in Loyalsock. Tell us about Coach.
Yeah, Coach Kiefer. His kids go to school here. Yesterday, it was Sunday. He was running the chains for youth football on the sideline. I was making sure everything was working in the stadium, making sure everything was going well. I coach his son in youth baseball. We have a fun time, little Ripper Shark, and certainly it's a real neat relationship throughout District 4 coaches, and he and I are quite close in that whole grouping. But he's a great guy. This weekend, actually, this Friday, we're working together as two communities to try to bring and uplift an individual who's really worthy of it, Maria Katzmeyer. She's a Montoursville native, lives in Loyalsock, and right now she's suffering from cancer, trying to beat it. So we have Team Cat shirts that our staff will be wearing, their staff will be wearing, and it'll be sold at the stadium. She'll certainly make mention of it during the game. She'll be honored, as well as all adults who are fighting against cancer. It's something that's impacted our community. Obviously, you just came from up on the hill. I don't know what was talked about there, but everywhere across our community, we have individuals who are fighting against this disease, and we want to do our part. Not only we've been really, really attentive to pediatric cancer awareness, that's for sure. We've been impacted with 2 students passing the past couple of years. But when we talk about adulthood as well, parents who we're losing, we have to find ways to continue to support, fund research, find opportunities to conquer it. And this game, I think, we both, their staff and our staff, we look at this as a heck of an opportunity to compete. We also recognize that we can capitalize on the attention it's given. If there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 people somewhere, well, you can give some attention to something very special. And if we can share this with this week with Maria, and in the future continue to support individuals, that's a worthy cause.
And cancer knows no prejudice.
No.
It seems lately there's a lot more younger people, there's a lot more younger adults, and I hope we're making ground on it, but some days I wonder, Coach, to be honest with you. So, and I don't want to go negative.
Right.
But Malachi, we'll end this up with you and move on to some fun stuff. Who would you like to give a shout out for?
My coaching staff. For the past 4 years, I've had pretty much the same coaches, and they've helped me through a lot. Anything outside of football, anything in football, they've just developed me into the person I am today. And I can't thank them enough.
And it's been my pleasure watching you play and develop as not as much as a football player but as a young man. You're a fine young man and can be proud.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Coach, we're going to hit it over to you. Who would you like to give it? We're on the eve of the Battle of the Bridge. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
Well,
it's a special week in the township.
Well, Bridge Week provides something unique this year. Tomorrow's my wife's birthday, and she won't see me most likely this whole week, so I better make sure that I give a shout out to her. We have 3 young kids, and as these guys know, during the week, it's dark out before I ever walk out of the school. So tremendous effort by herself, by her family, by my family, by everybody to allow me to spend so much time with these guys and devote not just my life, but all their lives to the kids. And they go without seeing. Obviously, people see me in different areas and recognize, wow, he hasn't gone home yet. Well, there are people at home who are really taking care of things. My family, as my wife, my 3 kids, and certainly appreciate all their efforts.
And Coach, you do a great job with the young people here in the township, not just on the athletic field, but in the classroom and the whole effort you do. Thank you what you do, and your family. It's definitely a family here in the township. I'll be down. I got to go up to Williamsport. I promised Coach Cruz I'd be up for half, and then I'm coming down here to watch the second half.
All right.
So
well, hopefully by the second half things are going well.
We'll take a commercial break. We're going to go down to Montoursville. We're going to cross the bridge and see the Warriors.
For over 33 years, Fairfield has been proud of what we sell and service. That's why we put our name on everything we sell. So whether you visit our Ford location in Williamsport or Montoursville, or our Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealerships in Muncie or Danville, or our Chevy Cadillac dealership on Route 15 in Lewisburg, you'll always experience great customer service during and long after the sale. Fairfield, you're gonna love us.
And we crossed the bridge and we're in Montoursville, and Coach J.C. Kiefer, good to see you, Coach, as always.
Thanks. Good to see you.
And it's one of the most special weeks of the year in athletics locally. Battle of the Bridge, Montoursville, Loyalsock. And I shouldn't say just this game, but any of the rivalry games. There's just a special bond there, and you've been part of it. And let's start out with you. Coach Van Fleet was quick to say how close you guys are in a special relationship and how you go back and forth. Why don't you add to that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of came in just about the same time into the coaching gig. I might have a year or two on them, but it used to be we were colleagues and competitors against one another. But over the years, we've grown to be friends.
And your kids are growing up together.
Yes, yep, they're in school together, and I coach his son, and he coaches my son in different sports, and so now I definitely call Coach Van Fleet a friend, along with Coach Brown and a couple other coaches over there. But so I think it really adds to this game though this week. It's really
absolutely.
Neat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I have an older sister, so when we competed in things, it was different because that was my sister, and it almost feels like that. You know what I mean? It's not just that rivalry, but it's almost like competing against your brother.
I got to throw a funny story in before we introduce these two guys, but you were involved in the elementary wrestling program, and I was helping. I can't remember what it was, but I told them to get something out to you, and they sent it to Montoursville.
Right.
Elementary wrestling.
Which is an honest mistake.
An honest mistake, but it was ironic. I knew that, but I had to explain it to the office. Said, no, he's at Loyalsock, and they were like, what do you mean? Just the public perception's totally different.
Oh, for sure.
Than behind the scenes.
For sure.
And it goes all the way back to when we played. Back in the day, it was a different time, but we played the game, and then we all went out afterwards together after the game. But you guys don't do that nowadays. So, hey, introduce yourself. Here we go.
Well, my name's Jacob Reeder. I'm a senior this year, and I'm a cornerback and a halfback.
Great to see you, Jacob.
My name's Travis Johnson. I play offensive and defensive line, and I'm a senior also.
And one thing, talking with different, we were up at Williamsport with Coach Cruz and some of his players. We were at Loyalsock today, and now you've been through the program. Coach Kiefer came here, and it's been successful. He's stellar. Tell us about being in the program, coming up through and playing for Coach.
Well, it's really awesome because even when you're younger, we're still learning the plays that we run up here. So the program up here floods all the way back down into your junior high, and even with my dad coaching a little bit with the really young kids, he was even helping then as well. So it really goes down. That's when we get back up here, we're running the same plays, and it's just developing really well.
That's how you win district championships, right?
Mm-hmm.
How about you? Coming through the program, now you're a senior.
Coming through our program is great. Just like Jake said, I played on all his teams when we were midgets and stuff. Our coaches would come to the coaching clinic every year, get all the plays, and then they would just teach us from there on. So we've literally been started.
And the one word I hear wherever I go, whether it's Southside or Loyalsock, is family. Tell us about the family, the Warrior family.
We've been family forever. We grow up as little kids. We're all playing together, whether it's football or any other sport. No matter what it is, we're all working together. We're a family, and it's really exciting and cool to see.
You like to see maroon and white?
No.
Columbia blue, I should say now.
No.
Okay. How about you? The family aspect. It's really most prevalent in football. I like all sports, but I think coaching in you, because of the contact and how football works, that it's man against man, I think that you become closer, right?
Oh, I certainly agree with that, and it's, I'll tell you what, something else that these guys can add on, but it's neat the way even our high school set up and our team room set up. We have everything from, couches, and these guys play games. What game is it that you guys are playing in there?
Spike ball.
Spike ball in there in the team room. So we spend a lot of time together, but you're right, two-a-days and all of that you go through, and nobody trains like football players anymore, and so, everything that we go through together. And that's what's on the back of these guys' shirts. It brings that family aspect.
So we'll come back to you. Senior year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What's this mean to you coming out against? Hopefully, no, you won't play him again anymore, right?
No.
So hopefully,
it's possible. We had 11, 12, or 13.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Tell me about coming out. Last regular season game, Loyalsock Montoursville, Battle of the Bridge. With your family.
Last year, it was like the 2 prior years when I was playing, we lost both. So we really wanted that one last year, so we were really hyped up to come out and smack them last year the way we did. But this year we just want to do the same thing and put it to them.
And it's going back and forth, Coach, but the rivalry, it's special at Loyalsock. Is it still special here for you, the week of the Montoursville?
Oh, of course.
definitely.
You don't want to give them any bulletin board material, right? So, hey, give a shout out, and then I'm going to talk to Coach, but shout out to whoever you'd like to thank for your career here in Montoursville.
Well, obviously, we have to shout out our parents. Our parents run us to and from practices when we weren't able to drive. I shout out all of our coaches, every single one of them. They can all coach any position on the field, and they're fantastic. And for me personally, my linemen. I love my linemen. They're up there blocking for me all day.
Smart young man. Back to you. Give a shout out.
Oh, of course, my parents, and then them for making all the good plays they do after our blocks, and especially the coaches too. Especially last year, I shouted out Coach Bowden on the same thing, so Coach Bowden, our line coach.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Coach, we're going to talk about a couple other things here. Gary Crispin, obviously, Babe Mayer will be here to do the game.
Yep.
Gary's been laid up a little bit, but he was going to play injured. He would love to have been here tonight, but he's going to play injured and do your game up at Loyalsock. So,
yeah.
Gary Crispin, Babe Mayer, Cable Sports Productions, Webb Weekly Live, they'll have the game. More importantly, tell us about what's going on a little bit Friday night. Coach Van Fleet touched upon it, but I'd let you put it in your words.
Yeah, and I just got the chills when you said that. Just a family that me personally and my family have got to know is the Katzmeyer's family over in Loyalsock. Maria graduated from Montoursville a year or two before I started here, and now lives in Loyalsock. And her husband Justin, reside in Loyalsock, and I coach her son in Little League Baseball and in travel baseball, and Justin coaches my son in I call it Pop Warner football still. But they're a great family, and Maria was recently diagnosed with stage 4 cervical cancer. And so we're doing a special event. This game is about the kids, but it's really neat. The pregame and some halftime and post-game things are about Maria. And we're doing some things to raise some money for her. I know the Montoursville football family have done some things, and we're going to present her with a $750 check from Montoursville football family to Maria, because again, the shirts on Friday night, and again, I love this. It has a Montoursville Warrior and an LT, and it says the bridge joins two families. So many times that crick separates Montoursville and Loyalsock. But in something like this, and that's these two young men would vouch for it. When it's an occasion like this or a circumstance like this, that bridge is joining two families, and then we have the words tougher together. And we're working through this. We're trying to do everything we can for Maria. She's going back and forth to Pittsburgh for some clinical trials and whatnot. And I don't know all the details, so I hope I didn't screw any of those details up. But just a great family, great people, raising good kids, and we're gonna battle this together, and she's gonna get through it, and at the end of the day, everything's gonna be okay. But this game's about those guys too.
You prepare young men like the other coaches, and I always tip my hat to. We have a great group of coaches in our West Branch Valley. But more importantly than the game of football, you're preparing these young men for the game of life. This is a game of life issue, and it's great for me. I didn't know about this until today. For Montoursville Loyalsock be coming together to help this lady, and come out to the ball game, dig in your pocket a little bit, make a contribution. If somebody isn't coming to the ball game, wins the toss into first. Is there a way they can make a contribution?
I'm sure that if you can get on the Facebook page, Rachel Baker I know is spearheading a GoFundMe for Maria.
Okay.
So you can get on Facebook, and there's a GoFundMe that I'm sure it's still up and running. You can type in Maria Katzmeyer or Rachel Baker and get that information.
Has elected to defend the south end zone.
Good luck Friday night. You're looking for a great matchup. Gary Crispin and Babe will have it. Boys, good luck up at Loyalsock.
Thank you.
I can't root for you the whole game, but I'm rooting for
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
Hey, we got to get out of here.
Stadium
JV game starting. Thank you for having us. Get out to the football field towards you and watch some football.
Inside handoff. Oh, on the bootleg. Grease, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Williamsport, great keep.
First quarter, on their third play from scrimmage, quarterback Brent Burley's pass gets picked off by Logan Ott and returned for a touchdown to put the Warriors up 7-0.
Play action. Coleman good. Back to pass. Got a man there going up. What a catch! 25, 20, 15, 10. Touchdown. 67 yards. Coleman.
Pass. Steps up once and all. Throws. Got Brock Boyer down the field. Nice. Did he catch it? Touchdown. Brock Boyer. Good coverage. Dallas Priest. Kavanaugh back to pass, looking deep out. Watkins has it at the 20, 15, 10,
gonna score a
5. He's going to score a touchdown. Touchdown.
With 6.2
Touchdown,
seconds
Reese
left.
Watkins. Reese Watkins scores with 6 seconds to go from 30 yards out. Chase Kavanaugh to Reese Watkins again. That's the second time. 6 seconds to go, and he is in for the score.